in 24 hours, maybe let me give them a bonus before, after the Zimbabwe National Youth Service graduates thrown their weight behind retired General Chiwenga, giving Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa 24 hours to arrest the Zwikanandas, saying failure to do so, they will join Blessed Geza and make sure that citizens initiate what is called citizen arrest on Zwikanandas. Guess what has happened? Within this short space of time, the police are doing manhunt for the graduates who actually did that. Not only that, Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa faction has looked for other youths within the Zimbabwe National Youth Service to issue a counter statement, and I will be delving on these issues to actually substantiate what exactly this it means on the ongoing factional tensions within ZANU-PF alongside the ZANU-PF conference. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So I'll be doing more of reading. So this story that I have actually come across, it says, police on Tuesday said nearly dozen National Youth Service graduates were persons of interest after they appeared in a viral video calling for the fall of President Mnangagwa's government amid rising tensions ahead of protest called for October 17 by war veteran Blessed Geza. In a statement on Tuesday, National Police spokesperson Paul Nyati said references made to a video that has gone viral on social media platforms in which some members of the Zimbabwe National Youth Service graduates associates are engaged in an unsanctioned gathering. Was that an unsanctioned gathering? A press briefing being an unsanctioned gathering. This is what has been actually revealed by Blessed Geza, compromised state institutions. A press conference is not a public gathering. A press conference is a press conference. It's not a public gathering. It cannot fall under MOPO Act, but because these youths did not do anything, what they did wrong is actually to call for the fall of the regime of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. That is why the compromised police, fronted by this spokesperson of the police, Commissioner Paul Nyati, are acting in such a manner. Let me just continue reading this story. These members are persons of interest. So those youths, by just coming out and saying, we are giving you 24 hours to Zwikanandas, failure to do so, we will actually be joining Blessed Geza and make sure that we initiate a civil arrest on these Zwikanandas that you would have actually not conformed to arrest. So the warning comes, Geza, a former ZANU-PF, can we call him a former ZANU-PF according to Mnangagwa faction, a former ZANU-PF Central Committee member and vocal critic of Mnangagwa, has urged citizens to join what he calls the Million Citizens March for Zimbabwe's Future on Friday. The protest call has cast a shadow over ZANU-PF's annual conference in Mutare, which runs from October 13 to 18. In the video, a spokesman for the youth service graduates, flanked by 9 others, some wearing uniforms, said the 2017 military coup was meant to restore the dignity of black people, fight corruption, and stop those abusing President Robert Mugabe's powers for personal gains. Now, to our horror, the conditions that led to the military's 2017 Operation Restore Legacy have returned 20-fold. As trained graduates of the youth service, we call upon Zimbabweans to join us in fighting corruption, the speaker declared. He added, we are encouraged that the Vice President, Constantino Chiwenga, has called for the arrest of these corrupt individuals. We are giving law enforcement 24 hours to act. If it fails, we will go into the streets. All Zimbabweans must reaffirm that Zimbabwe does not belong to one person but to all of us. In a series of letters dated October 11, I think they are going on Blessed Geza. But also, let me take you through a story that has been concocted by the faction of Emerson Dambudzo. Not a story, a statement. Remember, these youth issued a statement representing the Zimbabwe National Youth graduates. Mnangagwa faction has actually looked for other graduates who then released a press statement. I just want to take, yes, the press statement is dated 14 October. In fact, it was released yesterday, most probably at night or so. And this is what they have written. It says, for immediate press release, ZNYSGA official statement of disassociation from Budawashe Ndavara's statement, Ndavara's utterances. In fact, this is the person who wrote that statement. Harare, Zimbabwe, 14 October 2025. So it was written yesterday as soon as they saw a viral video going on. It is written as follows. The Zimbabwe National Youth Service Graduates Association, under the leadership of the national commander, that is Ben Hilda Gunda, strongly distances itself from the recent public statement made by Budawashe Ndavara, who falsely claimed to represent the association in connection with the so-called 17 October Million Men March. The message circulating on various platforms under the heading It's Game On, Zimbabwe National Service Youth Graduates Organization, led by Ndavara, held a presser today, 14 October 2025, does not reflect the official position, values, or mandate of ZNYSGAL. Now, they say their official position, ZNYSGA is not associated with any planned demonstrations or anti-government activities. One, the association remains fully committed to national unity, youth empowerment, patriotism, and development in line with the vision of the government of Zimbabwe and the ruling party ZANU-PF. Two, we completely disassociate ourselves from the statements and actions of Budawashe Ndavara, which were made without the knowledge, consent, or endorsement of the ZNYSGA leadership. It says, as trained patriotic cadres, we uphold the values of discipline, loyalty, and unity. ZNYSGA is a peace-loving association of like-minded National Youth Service graduates. It is important to note that Budawashe Ndavara is the least qualified person to speak on the legacy of Operation Restore Legacy, as he was aligned with the G40 cabal during that period. 4, a handful of misguided individuals acting in collusion with distractors cannot and will not claim to represent ZNYSGA. We are committed to working with law enforcement authorities, including the Zimbabwe Republic Police, to identify and expose those responsible for spreading falsehoods intended to cause public alarm, despondency, and division. ZNYSGA remains steadfast in its unwavering support for our colossal party ZANU-PF and the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe under the visionary leadership of His Excellency, Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. Any position that contradicts this is a gross misrepresentation of our association and will be met with strong condemnation. Now, for the record, Ndabara is not and has never been a member, leader, or representative of ZNYSTA at any level. Call to the public and stakeholders. We urge all members of ZNYSTA, the general public, the media, and all stakeholders to disregard the false misleading issued in the name of our association by individuals who do not respect our values, structures, or leadership in any way. ZNYSGA remains focused on its mission to promote national service, youth development, patriotism, and unity in support of the national vision issued by Beninda Gunda, National Commander, Zimbabwe National Youth Service Graduates Association. Now, there is something amiss about this. Now, this is National Youth Service, by the way. It is supposed to be a political organization. All youths of the nation must actually go through this. It should not train youths to be loyal to ZANU-PF. It should train youths to be loyal to the Constitution of Zimbabwe and to be patriotic to Zimbabwe. Not this nonsense that they are doing. So you can see that this is a faction of Emmerson Mnangagwa. They are pushing a factional goal. And as we have seen, and when I started, the police are looking for the Gudagwashe, it's called Ndabana, who actually issued that statement yesterday alongside with other graduates. They are dismissing the other graduates. This is what exactly is happening in ZANU-PF. We know that there are those who support Chiwenga, there are those who support Mnangagwa. State apparatus such as the compromised Zimbabwe Republic Police chooses to actually go after the supporters of Chiwenga, and they have made it illegal for anyone to support Chiwenga within ZANU-PF. This is police doing so. They have made it illegal. Now, these fellows who have issued this statement have actually, if there are people who have violated the law, it's these ones. The Zimbabwe National Youth Service Graduates Association, this one, the faction of Mnangagwa, because they have made this association not a national association, but an association aligned with a political party, which is unconstitutional. This statement is unconstitutional. In fact, the youths of yesterday were quite better. There is absolutely nothing. I'm not favoring anyone, but there is absolutely nothing they actually did in violation of the Constitution, because they came out and said and gave the government orders and said what was done in 2017. I mean, we are not seeing the results of that. That is actually the freedom of speech according to the Constitution of 2017 to express themselves in such a manner, to evaluate the dismal failure of the regime of Emmerson Mnangagwa. They are acting within the confines of the Bill of Rights that exists within the Constitution of Zimbabwe. There is absolutely nothing illegal about that. And there is nothing illegal about commending one of the leaders of ZANU-PF, Chiwenga, for support, for actually fighting corruption. There is nothing legal about this. There is absolutely nothing legal for associating with the Million Men March organized by Blessed Geza on Friday. There is nothing. I mean, the Constitution of Zimbabwe is clear in the Bill of Rights that I mean, anyone can associate with any group and affiliate with his I mean, any group of his political choice. So this is what these graduates did. But I wonder what they are going to use to charge them. But we know that Zimbabwe Republic, in fact, it shouldn't be called Zimbabwe Republic Police. It should be called ZANU-PF Mnangagwa Faction Republic Police, because they are acting in the best interest, not of the nation, they are not actually enforcing law, but they are enforcing the narrow agenda of Mnangagwa faction as well as the Zululanders. As I have said already, the Berkeley lines are being drawn. Someone will end up, crying. I'm telling you, it will end up in tears for some, especially for the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police junior officers. Don't enter this matter with your heart. Be very, very careful because the situation in the country could just turn ugly at any moment and at any minute. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. As I promised, I will also put that statement, the latest statement, on my Facebook channel. It's Hloniphani Global News TV on Facebook. Search for it and you will be in a position to read it on your own for those who complain about my reading.